My dear students, in this class I will explain the life history and pathogenicity of Wuchereria bancrofti. Wuchereria bancrofti is a nematode parasite that belongs to the phylum Nematihelminthes or Aschelminthes, and it causes a disease by name filariasis or elephantiasis. And this filariasis or elephantiasis is characterized by the swelling of lymph glands and lymph vessels. And filariasis is very much prevalent in the coastal areas of India when compared to the areas that are far away from the coastal areas. And because it is causing filariasis, Wuchereria bancrofti is commonly called filarial worm. So it is a nematode parasite. It belongs to the class Phasmidia. It is commonly called filarial worm. It causes elephantiasis or filariasis. Infection is more prevalent in coastal areas. Here you can see the patient of filariasis. Here it is clearly seen. There is some sort of swelling of lower limbs, of course, and it is caused due to the swelling of lymph glands and lymph vessels. And the leg looks like a leg of an elephant. Hence, it is called elephantiasis. And Wuchereria bancrofti is a digenetic parasite. It completes its life cycle in two hosts, namely human being and female Culex mosquito. Sexual life cycle occurs in man, asexual life cycle occurs in female Culex mosquito. Hence, we can say that Wuchereria bancrofti is a digenetic parasite. And it is a pseudocoelomate because it belongs to the phylum Nematihelminthes, and we know that the nematodes are pseudocoelomates because the coelom inside the Nematihelminthes parasite is not surrounded by mesoderm. It is a pseudocoelomate. And Wuchereria bancrofti is a dimorphic parasite that exists in two forms. Sexual dimorphism is much prevalent and it is very conspicuous, just like in any other nematode parasite, even in Wuchereria bancrofti. And in the life cycle, male and female Wuchereria worms, they are always found coiled with each other. Male doesn't want to get divorced from female and vice versa. So like that, they are always found in coiled condition. Wuchereria is a histozoic parasite and it lives in lymph vessels of man. It completes its life cycle in man and a female Culex mosquito. Sir Patrick Manson discovered the female Culex mosquito as the secondary host of this Wuchereria bancrofti. And man is the primary host because the sexual life cycle and copulatory cycle of Wuchereria bancrofti occurs within the lymphatic circulation of human being. It is a creamy white in color. That means if you observe the adult worms, filarial worm is creamy white in color. Lips are absent. A pair of unequal chitinous spicules is present in the cloacal region of Wuchereria bancrofti. If you take Ascaris lumbricoides, in Ascaris lumbricoides, these spicules are equal. But here the spicules are unequal in their size. And these are of course called pineal spicules, which are nothing but copulatory spicules. Vulva is present midventrally at about 1/3 the length from the mouth. So this is the external feature of Wuchereria bancrofti. So it is creamy white in color, lips are totally absent, pineal spicules are unequal and they are chitinous in nature. And these are nothing but copulatory spicules that are responsible for transferring sperms into the female. Wuchereria is ovoviviparous. Here you can see in the lymphatic vessels of human being, both male and female filarial worms are found in coiled conditions, and male worms die after copulation. After copulation, male worm die, and copulation occurs within the lymph vessels. After copulation, once the male worm is dead, the female continues its life cycle. It releases sheeted microfilaria larvae instead of eggs. If any organism produces or lays eggs, it is called oviparous. If any organism gives birth to young ones, it is called viviparous. But here, this Wuchereria bancrofti is neither releasing eggs nor releasing young ones, but it is giving birth to larval stages. So, especially microfilaria larvae. So, as it is giving birth to the larval stages instead of young ones or eggs, it is called ovoviviparous. So, this is the reason why Wuchereria bancrofti is called ovoviviparous in nature. Because Wuchereria bancrofti releases larvae instead of young ones, it is called ovoviviparous. Now let us see the structure of microfilaria larva. Microfilaria larva is the larva of Wuchereria bancrofti. It looks like a thread like this. It looks like a thread. And surrounding this microfilaria larva, there is a cuticle which is nothing but modified eggshell. So eggshell that was present surrounding the egg, it gets modified into cuticle in case of microfilaria larva. And at the anterior end, you can see one tongue-like structure, and this is called stylet. And exactly at the place where stylet is located, not stylus, where stylet is located, mouth is developed in the adult. And of course, there is one peculiar cell in the body of microfilaria, that is cell of Rennetti. You remember this cell? It is called a cell of Rennetti, and this Rennetti cell is a unique cell that is found only in nematodes. In no other phyla it is found. And this Rennetti cell is excretory in nature. It is excretory in nature. So that is about the structure of microfilaria larva. So microfilaria larva looks like a coiled thread, and it is surrounded by cuticle, which is nothing but the modification of egg shell. It contains one structure that looks like a tongue, that is called stylet, and that stylet develops into mouth with the process of metamorphosis. And there is one peculiar collar-like structure in the microfilaria larva. Nearer to that, there is excretory pore and excretory chamber, and there is one peculiar cell called Rennetti cell, which is unique to nematodes, and this Rennetti cell is excretory in nature. And apart from these anatomical features, microfilaria larvae exhibit one peculiar behavior. Microfilaria larvae remain in the visceral circulation during the daytime, and it comes to the peripheral circulation during night time. That means it exhibits some sort of migration. During daytime, it is present lurking in the internal circulation of human being. During night time, it comes to the peripheral circulation. It comes to the peripheral circulatory path so that it will have access to the next host, namely Culex female mosquito. This migration is called nocturnal periodicity. So nocturnal periodicity is exhibited by the microfilaria larva. It is nothing but the migration of microfilaria larva from visceral circulation to the peripheral circulation during night time, so that it is in tune with the food habits of the female Culex mosquito. So whenever the mosquito comes for sucking the blood of the patient, automatically the microfilaria larvae that are present in the peripheral circulation will enter into the next host, namely female Culex mosquito. So let me repeat. Nocturnal periodicity, they remain in peripheral circulation in between 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. This migratory behavior of microfilaria larvae coincides with food rhythms of female Culex mosquito. In night watchmen, they migrate to peripheral circulation when they sleep during daytime itself, because during night time they will be awake because they are doing the duty of watchmen. So it has got some sort of shift, paradigm shift in its behavior. If they don't reach the mosquito, microfilaria larvae die within 70 days. So here the copulation has taken place within the human being. After copulation, male has died, and female Wuchereria bancrofti has given birth to microfilaria larvae. Hence it is called ovoviviparous. And microfilaria larvae, which are thread-like, they contain certain parts, and one peculiar cell is there, that is called Rennetti cell. Now it has exhibited nocturnal migration and it has reached the peripheral circulation. Now the Culex mosquito has sucked the blood along with the microfilaria larvae. And now the microfilaria larvae have reached the midgut. Now the sheet of the larva is dissolved. This is called egg-sheeted microfilaria because the external sheet is dissolved. It is called egg-sheeted microfilaria. It enters into the hemocoel. From there, the microfilaria larvae enter into the thoracic muscles. It becomes sausage-shaped larvae, and the sausage-shaped larvae look like this, of course. And it undergoes two moltings, and after two moltings, it becomes infective third stage microfilaria. This infective third stage microfilaria larvae are infective to human being. And now this infective third stage microfilaria larvae reach the labium of mosquito and wait for the entry into the human blood again. And now when the female Culex mosquito bites another human being, now first the saliva of Culex mosquito will be injected along with this infective microfilaria larvae. Now after entering into the human being, it undergoes third and fourth moltings, and again the adult is formed. So third and fourth moltings occur in man. This is about the life cycle of Wuchereria bancrofti. And coming to the pathogenicity, I already told that this Wuchereria bancrofti causes filariasis or elephantiasis. And normally there will be swelling of lymphatic circulatory pathways. Lymph vessels and glands will undergo some sort of swelling. Sweat glands will get degenerated in that particular area, and there is development of fibrous tissue. And inflammation of lymph vessels is known as lymphangitis. Inflammation of lymph glands is known as lymphadentis. And swelling of lymph glands because of this infection is called lymphedema. And microfilaria larvae sometimes, after dying because of the death of microfilaria larvae and because of the death of even adult worms, all these dead worms, dead adult worms and the larvae, they travel towards gravity and they get accumulated in the lower limbs. As a result, it leads to the swelling of lower limbs and extremities. And the parts that are affected by this filariasis or elephantiasis is legs, hands, scrotal sacs and breast of the female. So all these four parts are infected with filariasis and they show certain swellings. And this is the wonderful, fascinating life cycle of Wuchereria bancrofti. And this disease is characterized by the disintegration of sweat glands, accumulation of fibroblasts in the affected parts, and heterogen compounds are prescribed. This is very, very important bit for NEET. Heterogen is diethyl carbamazine. It is the most effective drug against filariasis. Antimony and arsenic compounds are also used in the treatment. So this is about the life history, pathogenicity and the treatment of Wuchereria bancrofti. Let me sum up. Wuchereria bancrofti is a nematode parasite which is dimorphic that exhibits sexual dimorphism, and it is a digenetic parasite where the life cycle is completed within two hosts. Man is a primary host and female Culex mosquito is the secondary host. And Wuchereria bancrofti adult looks like a thread. It's creamy in color, and the copulation takes place within the lymphatic circulation of the human being. After the copulation, male dies, and female, being ovoviviparous in nature, it gives rise to or it releases the larval stages, and the larvae of Wuchereria bancrofti is called microfilaria larvae. It is like a thread and it is surrounded by the cuticle, which is nothing but the modification of egg shell. It contains stylet and it also contains one unique cell called Rennetti cell. And microfilaria larvae exhibits nocturnal periodicity, and this is worked out by Sir Patrick Manson. It reaches the peripheral circulation from visceral circulation during night time, and it reaches the Culex mosquito and it undergoes third and fourth moltings in mosquito, and infective microfilaria larvae is formed in the Culex mosquito. After that, it is being injected into the next human being, and the life cycle continues. And heterogen, which is commercially known as diethyl carbamazine, is the most effective drug for elephantiasis. Thank you very much.